Guten Tag and Hadlev. Good afternoon, conference. It's great to see you all here today. Mae'n da i'ch weld chi gyd yma heddiw. Now, general advice is that you start a conference speech with a high, strong, passionate, stirring opener. But in this case, I'm afraid I'm going to break that rule. Mae wedi bod yn amser ryfeddol o gyffrous ers ein cynhadledd diwethaf. Ac gweitha'r arfed o dechrau darlith gyda datcaniad cryf a positif, rydw i am ddechrau trwy sôn rhywfaint am sut rydw i'n teimlo. Oherwydd, bod ni wedi cael profiadau da, mae yna rhesymau dros deimlo'n siomedig, yn ddig ac yn drist. I'm actually going to start just by saying a little bit about how the events in the last few months have made me feel. Because whilst there have been heady highs, there have also been stomach-crunching lows. First and foremost, despite running the strongest campaign we have ever run in the Welsh Assembly election, despite the hard work, determination and passion of all our members and supporters across Wales, we came no closer to Green representation in the Welsh Assembly. A disappointing result, to say the least. And then, to add insult to injury to every single one of us who care for the environment, UKIP, having gained 7 seats in the Assembly, a party that denies the very existence of human-made climate change, were awarded the chair of the Committee on Climate Change, Rural Affairs and the Environment in the Welsh Assembly. It would be laughable if it wasn't so reckless. And on top of this, I'm also angry. Angry that over the last 6 months, we've had a national debate on the EU, characterised by misinformation, half-truths and distractions. A vote to renew Trident that was tabled purely for party political gain. And that politics since the EU referendum has been dominated by infighting and internal political point scoring in the UK and in the Welsh Assembly. We deserve better. I also feel hurt by the hatred, racism and xenophobia that dominated the EU referendum campaign. And that a majority vote to leave the EU appears to have legitimised this prejudice. And I'm saddened that now so many thousands of people in the UK, people in our communities, our friends, our families, and our neighbours, not just EU nationals, but people of colour and ethnic minorities, feel unwelcome in our country and live with uncertainty about their futures. And finally, I am, like everyone across the entirety of the UK, absolutely gutted that Wales lost out on winning the European Championship. Gallwn deimlo ein bod wedi ein trechu wrth edrych yn ôl dros y misoedd diwetha. Mae yna deimlad fod cymaint i ymladd drosto ar ben rhestr o broblemau a oedd yn barod yn rhy hir. Ond, mae yna hefyd resymau dros deimlo'n falch, yn llawn gobaith, hyd yn oed yn hapus. It can feel completely overwhelming looking back over these last few months. There is so much to fight for, so many new challenges in front of us. But without sounding like I'm fabricating a sliver of a silver lining out of a dark and perhaps typically Welsh rain-filled cloud, I do have cause for hope, for optimism, and for happiness. First of all, personally, I count it as a great privilege that the Assembly election allowed me to get to know the vast majority of our local parties and activists in such a short time. Not just committed campaigners, but new friends, a new family. Thank you all. Each and every single one of you is wonderful. And there were many highlights in the Welsh Assembly campaign. By entering into informal talks on the potential formation of a progressive alliance, the Wales Green Party laid the groundwork for potential future alliances and paved the way for people to start thinking about a different form of politics. We campaigned to be included in the leaders' debates and won. And we were voted top on social media in both BBC and ITV Leaders' Debates. Most importantly, however, we're now in an excellent position off the back of the Welsh Assembly campaign for the local elections next year. Strong, passionate, committed, and now much more experienced activists exist across Wales. The morning of the Welsh Assembly election results, as I walked out of the count tired, demotivated and downhearted, a local member turned to me and said, "Right then, on to the council elections next year, is it?" That really characterised to me the strength and determination I see every day in our party. Since then, a Labour councillor has defected to the Wales Green Party. Good news for those in his ward in Bangor, and personally for me, an uplifting moment at a tough time. In preparation for the announcement, I asked him, why the Wales Green Party? And without a pause, he threw back at me the very reasons I am part of this party. The positivity of our vision for the future. The fact that we put people first, not political point scoring. And finally, that our values are consistent throughout our party, that we are united. And I do believe that the EU referendum has opened the debate about electoral reform, about representation, about accountability and democracy, and importantly for Wales, about the position of the devolved nations within the UK and the terms of our relationship with Westminster. It's also brought to the fore a problem that we all know is not purely characterised by the crass headlines and campaigning of the EU referendum. Racism, xenophobia and discrimination goes much deeper than words. And my hope is that we can now begin to address and expose the structural and hidden forms of inequality and discrimination in the UK, as well as the day-to-day. Not just in terms of race, but gender, disability, class and sexuality. A nawr, symud yn ymlaen gyda'n gilydd. Heddiw fe ddechreuwn ni benod newydd yn llyfr y Blaidwerdd. Arweinydd newydd, bwriad newydd, cyfeiriad newydd. And so, we move forwards together. Today we open a new chapter in the book of the Green Party of England and Wales. New leadership, new purpose, new direction. On behalf of the Wales Green Party, thank you Natalie, diolch, for always being available for help and advice, and for all of the support that you've given to our local parties across England and Wales. It's been an absolute privilege working with you. And my congratulations to Caroline, Jonathan and Amelia. Llongyfarchiadau i chi gyd. Rydw i'n edrych ymlaen i weithio ar eich cyd efo chi. I rannu daith y byddwn ni fel plaid yn mynd arni. I ymgyrchu dros system etholiad deg yn erbyn anffafriaeth. I sicrhau bod newid hinsawdd ddim yn disgyn oddi ar agenda. A bod y broses o adael Ewrop yn agored, yn gynhwysol ac yn atebol. I look forward to working alongside all three of you to continue the vital work on electoral reform, making sure that every vote counts, on countering racism and xenophobia and standing up for those marginalised by our current political, economic and social systems, on making sure that climate change, still the biggest threat to our futures, is not taken off the agenda. We know that deleting debt does not get rid of the problem. And to push for the process in terms of Brexit to be inclusive, accountable, transparent and open, that we are all part of a proper debate that we as yet have not been given the opportunity to have. Yng Nghymru yn nawr, edrychwn ymlaen at letholiadau lleol y flwyddyn nesaf. Rydym yn bwriadu ymgyrchu gyda Balchder Gwylydd Cymru ar ei ymgylch dros rywedd nad yw ein ddeuaidd. Mi fyddwn yn cadw llygad ar y pwyllgor newid hinsawdd, yr amgylchedd am atelion gwledig, ac mi fyddwn ni'n pwyso am bwerau deg, ariannu deg, ac chynrychiolaeth deg i Gymru. In the Wales Green Party, we now look towards the council elections of next year, with strong, determined campaigners in local parties and excellent candidates who will make caring, compassionate and strong representatives of their wards. I look forward to the campaigning alongside Welsh Green Pride in their Non-Binary Exists campaign to have non-binary gender properly recognised. And we will keep a close eye on Mr Mark Reckless, making sure vital action is installed, that the Committee of Climate Change, Environment and Rural Affairs pushes Welsh Government to tackle our emissions and protect those already at risk. We will fight for fair powers, fair funding and fair representation in Wales. Diolch I chi gyd am eich cefnogaeth dros y misoedd diwetha. Rydw i'n edrych ymlaen at weithio gyda chi gyd dros y misoedd a'r blynyddoedd I ddod, gyda'n gilydd yn unedig. I thank you all for your hard work and support thus far this year, and I look forward to working with you all over the coming months and years, together, united. Diolch yn fawr, thank you very much.